Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm talking all about spring makeup. Now, if you are not new here, you guys know that I love spring, and spring makeup is no exception, and I honestly can make a video all about my top spring blushes, my top spring lip colors, and my top spring eyeshadow palettes, and eyeshadow singles too, but I didn't want to bombard you with a bunch of videos, so I will be doing this video later in the season. I will be doing a spring themed makeup basket because I do my makeup basket series, and I will be doing a spring themed one, and maybe I'll be doing like a spring makeup look. But for today, I'm just talking about my top 10 makeup products. We got some eye products, some cheek products, and a few lip products. And honestly, it was very hard because I feel like my entire collection is spring and I just love it so much. I love peachy, pinky cheeks, pinky lip colors, and fresh, light, sparkly eyes. So this video is just all of my favorites combined into one. But before we get started, I wanted to say on my nails, which they are chipping a little bit, I'm wearing the Lights Lacquer Blue Moon color. I love blue nail polish, and by the way, the Lights Lacquer spring collection has my entire heart. I ordered three or four of the not lip colors, 3 or 4 of the nail polish colors, and I'm so excited for them. And then on my eyes, I am wearing, I'm telling you this because by the time this video goes up, if anyone asks, I don't know if I'll remember, I'm wearing Natasha Denona Gold on my eyes, and this shimmer up here, which is called Cava. It's so good. It's so good. And then on my lips is the Cosmetics Venetian Rose Lip Cushion. But anyways, let's get on into this video. Okay, I'm going to start with eye products. So the first palette that I wanted to mention and just get out of the way is, of course, my Cosmetics Divine Skies eyeshadow palette. You guys know that this palette is like my #1 palette. It's so good for an easy everyday look. I haven't done anything super complicated with this. I usually like pick a shimmer, pick a matte, and that's my look. But I absolutely love this palette, and especially this top half. These pinks are so good for spring. I love this pinky shimmer. It has a really cool shift to it, and I love that with a mix of this light pink and the brown in the crease, and then the light shimmer on the inner corner. I love this palette, and I do that look almost every time I use this palette. I need to use this shimmer more because I know it's gorgeous and I have used it and it's so pretty, and my friend Tara always uses it, but whenever I bring out this palette, I always want to use that pinky shimmer, and it just reminds me of spring. I love the pink packaging. It's so small and compact, which I just love smaller palettes. And the good thing about this smaller palette is I feel like because you get 6 shades, it's a little bit more worth the price versus like a $50 quad. I don't think it's worth the price, and I genuinely love every single shade in this palette. So I think this is totally worth it. I've had several of you buy this palette off of my recommendation, and that makes me so happy because you guys have all loved it. And Cosmetics recently had a sale, and I'm hoping they'll have another sale soon. But I will also be doing a full face of Cosmetics sometime in the spring probably, and I will be using this palette, of course, but I just had to shout out this palette in this video. I feel like every eyeshadow video I make, this palette is in it, but absolutely love this one. Another one which I don't think I've talked about a lot, I got it in November or December, and it's the Huda Beauty Gold palette. And this one is a little bit less pinky. It still has the pink shimmers, or those are mattes, the pink mattes, and then a few pinky shimmers, but I think this offers a really fun twist on traditional spring colors, and it's just a lot of light shimmery colors. The looks that I make out of this are not ever super intense, just like this pinky shimmer in the crease, and then these lighter shimmers on the lid, and I just think it's a really pretty look. I love the color story. I really need to play with this one more. I've been really itching to actually pick this one up. I have hit pan in this brown shade, but I just love this palette. There's so many pretty shades in it. I don't use the golds actually a ton. This yellow one is very, very, very yellow, and I have used it. It's just not my favorite shade, but I love these pinky shimmers down here and this pinky one up here. It's just beautiful lighter shimmers that aren't too pink and are more neutral. That I think this is another great palette for every day. I find that like spring is really great for smaller palettes because I just love them. And yeah, I love this palette so much. I know this was pretty popular for a while, and some people didn't love the palette, and I will admit that like this matte doesn't really show up and some of the shimmers you kind of have to use the top coat off of, but I do think this is a really good palette. You could probably dupe it in your collection, but I'm still really glad I have it because it's just a really good everyday palette, and I'm so excited to continue reaching for this in the spring. And then the last eyeshadow palette that I have, surprisingly, is, of course, say it with me, Pat McGrath Floor Fantasia. Literally no one is surprised. This is like my favorite palette of life, and especially spring. I absolutely adore this. This purple shimmer, it's the best eyeshadow in my collection. I love it so much. It's more of a satin shimmer, but it just gives a beautiful look on the eyes. It has a little bit of a duochrome. It's like a purpley bluey color, and this pink shimmer is a little bit more impactful. Recently, I've actually been doing a look inspired by my friend Jessica from Jessica's Beauty Journal on Instagram, and it's this matte in the crease with this shimmer kind of on the lid and in the outer corner, and then this purple shimmer right on the inner corner, and it's a very beautiful look and I love it. I use this palette year round. I bought it in the winter and I used it a lot, but especially in the spring, I mean, come on, this is me in a palette and it's also spring in a palette. And I wanted to say, actually, if you were looking for that purple shimmer, the brand JD Glow recently came out with like these satiny, pastel-y, colorful shades, and they have a purple in there that looks very similar, and also like a blue and a green and a yellow. I definitely want to place an order because those are just the perfect spring colors, and especially for colorful shades, I love that kind of satiny formula. I have one, well, I actually have two JD Glow shadows, but I have a purple. It's lavender, but this one, as you can tell by the reflect, it's a little bit more of an intense shimmer. It is gorgeous on the lids, but it is more like a Pat McGrath special shade where it's very reflective and impactful. But that's another beautiful one for spring. I also have the shade AKA, which is a little bit less reflective, but it's like a pink with a greeny glitter. I thought I should just throw that out there in case you are looking for a shade like that. And I don't know when this video is going up, but this palette was actually on sale for $35 or something, which is a great deal. And yeah, so I highly recommend this palette, but check out JD Glow for their new spring collection if you want a similar satiny pastel color. Also, obviously less than buying the whole quad. But I have one single eyeshadow. I've been using a ton of single eyeshadows, especially cream ones, because I've had a lot of dryness and eczema on my eyelid, so I've been using creams when I do wear makeup. I sadly haven't worn that much makeup in March because of it, but the days I do, I've been wearing a lot of creams, so I've rotated through a lot of my Charlotte Tilbury and my Auric creams, but I think my number one for spring is the Charlotte Tilbury Mesmerized in the shade Rose Gold. I also love the shade Oyster Pearl. That one's more like a brownie shade, which is beautiful, so gorgeous. But this one is a pinky shimmer, which I think is perfect for spring. It isn't as reflective, so it's not anything super glittery or metallic or reflective, but I think these are gorgeous just for a very simple eye look. And also, if you have mature eyelids or dryness, this is going to be good because it's not going to emphasize anything, but it's going to add just a beautiful little bit of something on the lids. If you like really impactful eyeshadows, you might not love these, but I absolutely love the formula of this. It's my favorite cream eyeshadow formula, and this shade is very pretty, just as a nice pinky color on the lids. And I would love to see a shade expansion in these if they came out with like a purple. And then for blushes, this was very, 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 very hard to narrow down, but I got kind of like one of each color. A lot of these are creams. I've been using almost all creams lately, like even on my cheeks. I'm not wearing any powder products besides lightly setting my face with powder, but I've just been loving creams a lot lately. I think they look really seamless on the skin. They are just perfect. So first, let's start with the most unique color. So that is the Cosmetics Serum Blush in the shade Little Lilac. So this shade looks a little bit scary in the bottle, but on the cheeks it's actually more like a pinky shade. It's not super cool tone, but obviously it's a purple, so it leans that way. In my full face of Cosmetics, I have a powder blush and this serum blush, so I don't know which one I will use. I feel like more people would be interested in this one, but that was a lot of product. But this is the shade Little Lilac, and it shears out. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to tell. I took way too much, but that looks very, very, very purple. This is not the point, but as you can see, it like has that pink undertone. So I don't know how I'm gonna best show you because I applied way too much, but it does sheer out and I find it is very pretty on the cheeks. Definitely not an everyday blush shade for me, but it is just really pretty. I wish I didn't put so much on so I can show you a little bit better how it looks sheared out. It's really hard to imagine a shade like this on the cheeks working, so I think I will use this in the video because it actually does work really well. It's not my favorite formula of all time because it is very glowy, but in a shade like this, which is a little bit more pigmented, I do really like it. I just don't like the formula in a very sheer shade because it just builds up to be very dewy on the cheeks, but this one I really love and I definitely want to pull out more. And then another cream, which is a little bit new to me, but instant favorite. I've been using this a ton. It's the Tower 28 Beach Please Blush in the shade Rush Hour. These, first of all, the blush formula from Tower 28 is just so good. I'm wearing Magic Hour on my cheeks today, which is a little bit more like a peachy rose. You can see it next to this. It's a little bit more subdued, still very pretty, but this one is of their newer launch and it's a peachy shade and I love this one so much. I will swatch it for you, but I do have a whole video up on this wearing it, but looks like that. It's a little bit more orangey peach, more like a corally peach, but it's not super pink in undertone, so I think it would work for a lot of people. And I've been using all three of these a ton, but especially this shade I've been loving just to add a little bit of a pop of color. I find that in spring I like a bright blush, not one that's super like neon-y. So like the Tower 28 original line where those oranges and pinks are very, very bright. These are more like a brightening blush. I don't know if that makes any sense, but this is a very gorgeous blush and I've been wearing this one a ton. One that I haven't worn a lot lately and I really need to bring out more is the Patrick Ta She's That Girl Double Take Cream and Powder Blush. I have She's So LA, which I absolutely love, but this one is a pink color, which is the perfect pink blush. It really just brightens up the complexion and looks very pretty on the cheeks. I love the formula on these. They're a little bit more sheer and just that little bit of glow, very gorgeous on the cheeks, and it just brightens up so well. There's also a powder in it, which obviously I wear the cream a lot more, but a lot of the times I will layer them, but this pink just does a really great job of, again, brightening the cheeks and making me look very awake and fresh, and I love this one so much. And then the last blush is one that I've been using for not a year, but I've been using it for a while, and it was definitely a go-to last spring and summer, and it definitely will be again, and that is Cover FX Soft Peach. You guys know I love this blush so much. It's, again, more of an orangey peach color. When you actually swatch it, it has a lot of orange in the undertone, which I think makes it work for more people. This is very pigmented, which isn't my favorite formula, which is why I probably won't repurchase or own any other shades besides this one, but this shade in particular is just so pretty on the cheeks. I love peaches and this one is no exception. It goes with a lot of looks and I love it. I usually mix the shades, but recently I've also been going in with the glowy one a lot and I just adore this blush in this color. Okay, so we have two more products to talk about and they're both lip products. The first is the Tower 28 Milky Gloss in the shade Coconut. Literally no surprise to you guys. This is one of my favorite lip products. It's just a pinky gloss. I have a whole video on these, but so good. I love the formula on this. It is synthetic fragrance free. Both of the lip products that I'm talking about are because I'm allergic, but I absolutely love this gloss. It's my lips but better essentially, and is just so spring. Literally all of these products all go together and this one would match all of those looks. And then the other lip product is the M Cosmetics Lip Cushion in the shade Magic Hour. I'm obsessed with this product. I have the shade Venetian Rose, which is what I'm wearing today, and I'm going to buy more shades. I really want Angel, which is a pink. I don't know why I haven't bought it, but this one is like a peachy pink, I would say. It actually kind of reminds me of the Tower 28 one, but it definitely is a little bit more pink. Oh wow, that is pretty similar right there. Yeah, this one is Tower 28 on the bottom. These are pretty similar. The Tower 28 one still has a smell, but it's not artificial fragrance. It's just natural fragrance, and it's a little bit more glossy versus the lip cushion is very pigmented, so it's not like a tinted balm, but it is very hydrating. It feels like the Laneige sleeping mask on your lips, and it is seriously hydrating. When I take it off or it wears off, my lips are very hydrated, so I love these both so incredibly much. I know there's a lot of Tower 28 and M Cosmetics in this video, but they are my favorite brands. So those are all of the spring products that I had to talk about. Obviously, I have more that I want to mention as honorable mentions, especially I'm looking in my blush drawer. I just want to reach out and show you a ton, but I will leave it at that for today. Let me know down below what products you are really excited to reach for this spring, because I know I absolutely love spring makeup, and I'm sure a lot of you guys too. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you want to see a little bit more of these makeups, if you want to see like these on my face and like everyday makeup looks or swatches or flat lays or whatever, my Instagram is linked down below, but it is also at Ash Beauty Corner. And yeah, I just love these products so much. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.